Hello, my name is alibia.devente with Market Education for Kimball Office, and in this session we're going to run the automation on a general typical that's been created using the drag and drop feature in CAP using AutoCAD. To create my connectors for my panels as well as my work surface brackets and any additional hardware that's required, such as perhaps my jumper in between my two panels, I'm going to select in my CAP Designer menu the Automation Center. Now the Automation Center may have a different series of tabs based on individual user preferences in terms of which catalogs are loaded. For my computer I have Kimball Office and National Office loaded, which is why you only see the two tabs. I'm going to select the drop-down menu to navigate from Excite to Interworks EQ. You're going to see a series of icons here that will better help any particular user specify the Interworks EQ product with a series of productivity tools. The first tool I'm going to always recommend that any user go into is AH User Preferences. When selecting AH User Preferences, you are going to see a dialog box come up that's going to allow you to make some selections in terms of what you might prefer as your preferences for this project. Notice that it said that there was no library set. I want to point this out because if I was to automatically go into the auto hardware feature, considering there was no library set, you might run into errors. So this is why you always want to set your preferences first. Also notice that it came up in the National Case Goods catalog. This is my opportunity to now change it to Interworks EQ. So now the computer knows that I am working within the Interworks EQ product. I'm going to confirm the material for my fabric, my top cap, as well as the use of end trims. Now I'm going to go to Auto Hardware, and with the pick box that's generated, I'm going to circle the entire station, right-click to continue. Notice that all of my finished channels have been placed correctly, as well as my end trim. If you have a typical cluster, circle all of the items that are attached together. It is not suggested to circle an entire floor plan because of the amount of time it takes CAP to calculate each one of those connections. So keep it to a typical cluster individually. That way you have the quickest response time. Next, I'm going to select AB for bracket generation. Notice I get the pick box again. I'm going to circle around my station, right-click to continue, and my brackets have now been generated. Now, notice that I have edge brackets and cantilevers that are placed. Do keep in mind, the computer is choosing each point where those connections are to be made. If you feel like that you would like to remove a bracket, feel free to do so. If you rerun the routine, which you can, just like auto connectors, it will place that bracket or connector again. So in that instance, you'll always have to go through and do cleanup, because again, this is just a tool to help you progress through your work faster. It's not necessarily going to be the end result that's installed. The final auto generation tool that I'd like to demonstrate today is auto electrical hardware. With auto electrical hardware, you're going to see an automation box come up. It says 8-wire 4-circuit. I'm going to in turn select parts. You could select the whole station, or you could just pick the power panels. I'm going to right-click to confirm and say OK. While it's not impressive, if I scroll in kind of tight here and kind of just hover over the blue, you'll see that it actually placed a panel-to-panel jumper. Now, while that's not so significant for a single station, if you had a very complex electrical solution for a cluster, this could really save you some time. Never mind just in terms of thinking about electrical and how it's planned. So again, these productivity tools are demonstrated in the most generic form this time around. We'll go into some additional clarification individually based on various modules, but I wanted you to see that automation can really save you some time and assist you in your specification so you don't get bogged down in trying to specify all the details. I thank you so much for joining us, and if you have any questions about these features, please feel free to reach out to alibia.devente@kimball.com. Thanks and have a great day.